Hey there guys, this is Malorian, and this will be another Warhammer Fantasy Battle Report, and it's going to be kind of an interesting one. It's going to be part of the campaign we're doing from the Blended Badlands, and we're now about halfway through the campaign. So what happens now is the 6 of us get together, we break into 2 teams, and we're all playing in the same place, same time, because all the games are interlinked. There's going to be a siege game, which is the main game. There's going to be an underground battle, and there's also going to be a watchtower. And the way that it really breaks down is that the siege game is 3,000 points. The other ones are roughly 2,000 points. But first of all, at the end of turn 3, whoever wins the watchtower is going to come over to reinforce. And at the end of turn 4, whoever won the underground comes over to support. So it really gets really crazy. I was chosen to be the one dealing with the siege because orcs know how to kill stuff, and I'm going with America. So this is my army that's all about might is right, orcs. There's going to be no goblins, no magic. We're just all about getting there and punching the face because that's just what you do. And my general here is a Black Orc War Boss who is going to have the Armor of Gork, so he's kind of cool. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to this. My last game I lost, and now he's also stupid, but yeah, should be fun. One of the things that's really, really bad that happened, and kind of set the pace for this, is that you get equal points of siege gear equal to what you're playing. So I get 3,000, and what I can do is do these undermines. And for every 250 points, I get to roll 2 dice, and if I get a 6, there's a 50% chance I can destroy walls, which is really huge, because normally they act as buildings, but if you're able to destroy them, normally through things like cannons and stuff, then all of a sudden, if you ever win, they just automatically have to leave. So that's really huge. I put all my points into it, and if you do the math, that's going to be 24 rolls. 4 of them should be 6s, and then 2 of them should be destroyed, which is great because there's going to be 3 points you're fighting over, and if you get the majority, you win. So you go for the 2 points you're going after, and it's great. Well, I actually got 5 6s, but all 5 of those were a 1 to 3. So this was horrendous because now not only will it be that I beat you and I push you out, but also as the attacker, I'm going to be half weapon skill and half initiative. And that just really, really sucks. Because now instead of hitting on 3s, he's going to hit me on 3s. So yeah, bad news. Otherwise, what we're looking at is on this part of the board. This section on the far left is going to be one of the targets. He has some Saurus in there, but I'm going to be sending after them my Savages, which has the BSB with the flaming banner, so re-rolling to wound will be pretty awesome. Also got America there. One of the really bad things that he did roll really well is that he put these Salamanders here. And in the kind of pre-game rolling, you get to shoot twice. So these Salamanders are going to crush me. But the way it goes, I kind of need to go after this section, and I just have to kind of deal with it. This is what the center kind of looks like. You can't really see it, but that middle tower there that's yellow is also going to be this wizard's tower, which is going to make you a lore master, but that's going to be another strategic point. And he has a slant in there that was like knowing the one of every lore. So he actually knows every single lore in the game. So really, when I looked at this, that's the one I don't want to go for, because first of all, he'll be hitting me with Purple Suns, all these things, plus the Salamanders could go after me too. If I go after the flanks, you know, maybe he's out of range of some of the spells or leadership bubble and stuff like that, so I'm not going to avoid it. You might look here that I actually have my chariots and stuff. Chariots might seem kind of dumb for a siege, but remember, I'm expecting other people to be coming on from the side of the boards. And with that in mind, I needed something out there, and to be brutally honest, I just ran out of painted orcs. And so that's why you have the savages with bows and the savages with spears, because even though they're not the best for the towers, I just really want to be fully painted, and I'm going with my theme. Finally, I'm really hitting this side of the board hard. Really, that's because these orcs don't want to be anywhere near those salamanders, and also the far right's going to be another objective. And I mean, I got my black orcs with Grimgor, and he only puts his one character there. Now, this character is super decked out. He also has like 100 points of extra gear he can have and stuff, but he's there all alone. So I'm really sure I'm going to get this one, and I'm kind of iffy on the other side, but I'm kind of hopeful that my opponents or my allies are going to be winning their games and that they can help me get those after. He also has some stuff that's hiding behind. It's actually kind of an interesting technique you can do, because I can't charge the building if there's nobody in there. So by doing this, you can actually kind of waste somebody's turn. Another thing he's doing here too is that you can kind of sally forth through the gates. So as a defender, you can charge through. So what he's setting up here is that if I did have something in the middle, he could actually be charging out. So it's a little bit of a sneaky tactic he did, but luckily for me, I didn't fall for it, and I'll be okay. After his shooting, you can see that my Savage Orc Biggins were cut in half, so that really hurts, but hopefully that'll be enough to kill the 20-ish Saurus, which are over here. I charge in both here, so I need those Salamanders to die, so I send one unit after them. The Savages also go into the unit there of Saurus. And over here, I'm going to come into the Black Orcs. One of the things I was kind of iffy about is I wasn't sure if I should send in Grimgor or the Black Orcs, because, you know, his guy is kind of decked out. Maybe I could just kill him with 10 Black Orcs, which are re-rolling to hit, and then, you know, they're strength 7 and stuff. But in the end, I'm going to kind of decide to go with Grimgor. So I have no magic and I have no shooting, so it really just comes down here to the combat, and it doesn't go all that well. Going against the Salamanders, this is where we first learn about some jank that's never really come up before. As a defender, you can have guys from neighboring sections come over to help, and I was like, damn, didn't really think about this, but in the end he decided he didn't want to bring over Saurus to defend because they're kind of protecting something important, and I didn't even kill one salamander, so yeah, that didn't really go well. The other fight, I killed a good amount of Saurus, but we also killed a good amount of me, and I'm kind of realizing now that I made a big mistake. I really should have charged the salamanders first with a good unit to really wipe them out, and then come over from section to section, but yeah, did not do that, and now I'm going to be in for a world of hurt. And over here, Grimgor takes the challenge, and bam. I hit all my 5 attacks, he's not going to get a save, and there's a dead character. So I'm going to take this point, and that's good. If I can just hold that other one, I'll get the win. So this is what it looks like overall. And then on to his turn here. He's going to be casting some magic at me here. You can see my daughter there in the back. But yeah, I mean, he knows every single lore. And this thing's going to be such a pain doing all this nasty stuff to me. Otherwise over here, yeah, look how devastating this is. Between the salamanders all shooting me and the guys in the walls can be dropping down rocks, these savages are almost completely gone. So this is horrendous, and pretty much what I'm going to need to do now is have the savages with spears keep going at the salamanders, and I have really no choice but to bring my characters back over to the other unit. So after he's all done with me, it really looks like this here. Yeah, he's having the skinks on the top there that's kind of shooting at me, but that's really it. So not too much else going on at this point here. So my turn 2, I go back in charging in because the salamanders just need to die. And what happens, I mean, I figured I might as well charge while I have those guys, and I mean, the other unit has to kind of reform anyway, but the salamanders, I killed 2 of them, so that's something, but they've already kind of done their job. I kill some of the guys in the tower, so some more of the Saurus are dead. I think he's down to about 14 or 15 now, so no, it must be more closer to 10, or I don't know. It's in that range where it's looking pretty good, but I'm going to have to spend my next turn running away, basically. Otherwise, what it looks like over here is I did have the one unit that failed animosity, so that's kind of bad. But I do now start moving Grimgor over, so Grimgor is now in that center tower over there. You can see where the banner is. The other orcs take where the actual control point is. You actually can garrison a building with anything, so my savage orcs on boars go and take that tower just to be kind of more of a distraction, if anything. But yeah, that's my turn too. On his turn, he's going to be sallying forth or whatever, going through the gates with his Stegodon. Needed a 9 to get it, but he got it. But the real thing I'm hoping for here is I did kind of prepare for this. I should be, hopefully, I should say should be. Actually, I'm pretty low on numbers. But if I'm steadfast, I can hit this guy with 3 chariots and maybe take him out. He does get some magic off, so I'm -3. Leadership on my Savage Orc with spears, and I can't remember what he got off on the archers, but it didn't really matter because they were going to be charging next turn anyway. And over here, turns out I was steadfast. I didn't roll so hot, and I rolled lots of 6s for tattoos, so that was good. I reform, and I also turn to face him. So this is what it looks like here at the end of his turn. Again, a lot of his other units aren't really moving anywhere, which is good because, I mean, he has all those guys in the gate, which he doesn't really need to do. So, I mean, those guys could be causing a lot of troubles in other places, but since they're now in the gate, I'm now thinking that Grimgor can come out and maybe go after the little wizard tower from the inside. So on my turn 3 here now, all the chariots are going to be charging in, and it's really about how I'm going to roll those, a whole buttload of strength 5s. But overall, doesn't go too great. Pretty much I fall back to the archers like I was talking about. And in there, I only do 2 wounds. You know, I rolled great for my impact hits, rolling, 5, 5, 6 for impact hits. But he just kept on making saves, or I'd failed to wound. Yeah, he was rolling tons of 6s. And that's, yeah, just did not work out well for me. So that was really my big chance. And now it's just going to be a slow grind. And hopefully, if nothing else, they'll hold it down. Meanwhile, over here, you can see how the orcs that are now not failing animosity go to that wall section. The black orcs come out to really threaten things, and they're one of my biggest hopes now because he doesn't have that many Saurus in the tower, and these guys can kill a lot. So if I can get that charge off, they can really mess those guys up. So this is really what it looks like here after his turn 3, and what that means is he's going to be beating up and winning with his Stegodon. I'm going to be breaking with my last little spear guy, but holding with my chariot, so that's good. Otherwise, I can't remember what his magic does. Oh, I remember now. Yeah, he beefs up that unit on the left so that they're going to be having, they're a -1 to hit and all these crazy mean things. But otherwise, yeah, not too much other action other than you can see at the top there, the skinks who were trying to shoot down my orcs in the building slide over to redirect my black orcs, losing me a turn. So now we're trying to kind of look at how are things going, because really I know I hold the 1 point. The other one is really not looking that good for me, and so I'm really hoping my allies are going to come in. And on turn 4 here, this is where it's going to matter. And I come down here to see how my high elf buddy's doing, and it's horrendous. Basically, the Lizardmen were defending. He was not able to really do anything, and at this point where I came down to check it, the Saurus who are inside left, and the Temple Guard go in. And as well, the attackers, the White Lions, get charged by a Stegodon. So basically, I know I'm not going to be getting any help. Otherwise, here on the Skaven side, for the underground battle, my buddy here is the Warriors of Chaos, and it's not looking good either. His Troll Horde with Throg got flanked and ran down. The Demon Prince is really low on wounds, and it's looking kind of tight, but still, it's iffy, and I really need one of these guys to come through for me. So either way, I still got my turn 4 to do, so I'm going to be charging in here. These guys are buffed up, but the way I figure it, I might as well, right? I need to try and reduce these guys as much as possible. I'm not going to gain anything by hiding, except to remember if my America dies, then bad things might happen to him. But otherwise, mission-wise, I just might as well go for it, because even if I just kill 3, it's worth it in the long run. Otherwise in here, of course, I have to go after the skinks, and that'll be an easy win, but again, losing a turn. And yeah, I beat them up, and oh, this is stupid. Of course, I want to not run after them, but I fail my leadership 9, and I'm forced to go after them. So now, due to my own leadership, I'm losing another turn, and it's just not looking good. So overall, the chariots hold, so that's good. You can see that in the building there, I really got my butt kicked. I think I only killed 2 guys, so that was pretty bad. However, now I'm in a spot where I can hopefully take out the salamanders, so that's really my big hope now. His turn 4, here comes the allies, so these Temple Guard and Slan will be coming in, and that's really bad. You know, this is where I wanted my ally to go, right? I want them to come in here so they could go after this board, but just not the way it went. He also has a little bit of guys in the center, which aren't going to do too much, but it's another redirect unit. And I can't even remember what's going on here, but it's some sort of magic and bad things are happening to me. Yeah, I mean, there's 2 Slan here. I have no defense. He knows every spell. Face it, I'm going to be dominated in the magic phase. And really after this goes, my chariots are still holding. They're doing well, mainly because, you know, he's not getting thunderstomps. He might do a wound or something, but then I'm flanking. And if I lose by 1, I got my general and BSB right there. So at least I'm holding the Stegodon down, so that's nice. So my turn 5, I'm going to be going in to kill those salamanders, and if I can kill those guys completely, I'll also be safe from all the Temple Guard. However, remember that jank stuff about how guys beside can help? Well, he had moved this one character to the center here. Turns out he has a sort of anti-heroes, so instead of fighting salamanders, I'm actually fighting this one character plus 9 of these Saurus, and yeah, I issue a challenge, I think, actually, and I only roll a 1 for the Armored Gork for raising my toughness, and he kills America. So yeah, not only did this charge completely not do anything at all, I actually got my general killed, so bad news. Otherwise is what the board looks like after. Still holding down the Stegodon, but I get repulsed and lose Frenzy. And, well, I already lost Frenzy from before. But, yeah, I'm there for some Temple Guard to kick my butt. So they charge, and I'm going to flee. And it's at this time that the underground guys join. So the Demon Prince was killed, and that was kind of the tipping point. So the Skaven are going to come in, and because they don't really need any help on the other side, they're going to come over here. Pretty much looks like it, you know, the game's in the bag for them, but, you know, they might as well come in here. So he's going to be having a little rat dart. He's going to have some rat ogres, and, of course, his big bell unit. Bad picture here, but I had reformed around, and the Skink Priest is going to come and redirect me. Over here, he rolls 665 for his bell, which lets his guys move up. So none of them made contact with the walls here, but they'll be ready for next turn. Over here, this is the only thing I have kind of hopeful for me, is that he moves up this unit, and even though I'll be stuck, I could go after it with Grimgor. And remember, good things can happen if you kill the special characters, and I believe he said the BSB was his guy, so if Grimgor goes in there and kills him, maybe I can get something from this battle. Otherwise, what goes on is the chariot's not going so hot. He destroys one breaks, 1 holds, he reforms the face, and that's really it. So my turn 6 is the last turn. Grimgor is going to charge in here. He had to spell off where everything is dangerous terrain, and I failed it. But once I got here, they kind of chuckled at me because it turned out this wasn't the special character anyway. Oh, better picture of it. Hooray. And so I do kill him, and that's hooray for Grimgor, and but really just doesn't really mean anything. Otherwise, over here, he is going to beat that chariot, and it's going to run away and get away. It's going to panic the other chariot, and it's going to be running away. Over here, he's going to charge into me, and I bet you know how this is going to go. And he also charges me up here. So, yeah, I mean, I have a lot of guys in these towers, so I should be fine. Then again, I'm only stubborn on leadership 7, so, you know, it all depends. I mean, I should do okay, but either way, it doesn't really matter at this point anyway. Over here, some wackiness goes on. He charges the one chariot, and it crashes into the trees when it runs away. And then the rat dart, which charged the other chariot, caught it. So this whole center completely fell apart. Otherwise, he rings the bell, and it destroys buildings. Now, it doesn't like Crack's call, so that anything in the building has to pass an initiative test or die. So I lost tons, where in each of these buildings, I had roughly 35 orcs. Now I'm looking at like 10 to 15. So, wow, really got hit. The building is not removed as of the siege rules. However, it'll be the thing now where if I lose, I just get kicked out automatically. Over here, I'm able to kill this little guy, and it turns out that this unit champ was actually like his special character. So, hey, I actually got that done. That's something. But of course, he does beat me, and I get away, but my BSB automatically dies. And over here, it was kind of funny at the top, complete pillow fight. You know, my opponents talked for like a good 10 minutes about what's the right magic to use against me, and I had all these debuffs and stuff like this on me, but what it really came down to is he whiffed his attacks, did nothing to me, I whiffed my attacks and did nothing to him, and that was really it. So nothing happened there. Rat Ogres beat my Orcs, and I'm forced to leave, so I go to that other section. And that's really the end of the game. So one little thing that I could hold as a little kind of silly feather in my hat is, you know, one of the nice things about sieges, like I said, is you can garrison them with anything. So you normally don't see this, but this section here is being held by boar boys. You know, sure, it doesn't count for anything, but it's just fun to have. But overall, it was a win for the Lizardmen and the other Lizardmen and the Skaven. Really looking across the different games. In this one here, the critical mistake I made was not charging the salamanders with my main unit. Had I done that, I probably could have just killed them all, and then I would have been inside the building, and everything would be happy news, but I kind of just screwed that up. So I kind of did it to myself. I can't really blame my allies. The underground battle was really close and could have gone either way, and I didn't get to watch what happened in the watchtower, but you know, it's just one of those things. We had really high hopes that we're going to be crushing this one, but the plans just didn't come together. You know, each of us kind of lost our own battles, and that just turned into a massive big loss. So overall, we had to roll to see what happened for all the bad things. For me, for losing, now the next time I face Lizardmen with Marika's army, all the Lizardmen units will cause fear to me, so that'll be interesting. Otherwise, for Marika dying, now permanently for the rest of the campaign, he's only speed 3. So that's going to kind of suck. He'll really be slowing down his unit. I'm going to have to kind of think if I want to put him on a Laverne now. I think I'm going to do that just to kind of get past it, and why not, right? But yeah, it's not going so well for America. I thought this was going to be one of my stronger armies, but it seems each time I use it, it's more, well, it's been against the same Lizardman player both times, and between magic and having his own strong characters, he's actually able to repel my physical prowess. Otherwise, I want to kind of give you guys a quick picture of what the map is looking like. So I'm the guys in the purple at the bottom, and really what I'm doing right now is other guys are going around expanding and fighting. I'm being really cagey because maybe I'm not getting a lot of relics from different missions and stuff like this, but you also get relics for having forts or cities. So I have an alliance with the gray team there, which is the Warriors of Chaos, and otherwise I'm just kind of sitting there building up forts, upgrading the cities, and really holding there. One of my problems is that the Skaven guys are coming at me, and the High Elves, who can kind of jump wherever they want because they're like on ships and stuff, they're causing me issues too. But otherwise, my caginess is kind of working out, and we'll see if it works in the end. So last thing I want to say is it's been a good time. You know, my family was off in Ontario, but as of this night, they came home. Here's my kids falling asleep on my comfy little chairs here watching a video while we play. But yeah, you know, it's been really nice playing all these games. Kind of exhausting too. You know, I kind of didn't think about how these games kind of go on a ways. Then I have to do the battle report and then all my usual, you know, home chores as well. So it's actually been pretty exhausting. I do have another tournament tomorrow, but it's a War Machine one. But after that, it'll be back to the normal thing where, you know, I'll probably be doing one battle report a week type thing like that. But either way, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys liked having this battle reports or some video every single day. And otherwise, we'll catch you later. Bye.